Oh, we're live? I didn't mean to hit the live button already. Hopefully it will let me change my title then. I was supposed to put my title for the video and then launch the video. Give me 1 second. How you guys doing this evening? Your forces and how to use them. Part 3. Readings by candlelight. Readings by candlelight. Weak sauce. Alright, you guys are gonna have to sit here and wait while I do. Skip forward to about 5 minutes, you guys, if you're watching this video. After the fact, because we prematured. Take your shoes off, comma, stay a while. Enable monetization. Save. I wonder if I can change the title during this. Oh well. Sykes, Sochi, Dirua. Peace everybody. Hildegard. It's been a while, Hildegard. Nice. It's been a while. Thank you guys for stopping by. Yes, you and we are. Yes, we are all live. Did it switch the title, you guys? Thank you for your. Which video camera are we looking at? This one. Thank you guys for your patience and hanging in here. I didn't mean to start. I didn't mean to start this live as quickly as it did. Supposed to do some background work first, and I took a cool little selfie smoking my Gandalf pipe, and I was gonna put it on the page and be like, we're live, readings by candlelight. I guess it's too late for that too. Whatevs. First and foremost, everyone, smash that like button. Thank you for considering to subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. We're gonna do a reading by candlelight tonight. It's a little early for the candles, but as the sun sets, we will drop the candle. I promise you. Man, I didn't even set up my ring light yet, you guys. You want to give me a second so I can set up the ring light? I didn't pull up the text on my phone. Oh my goodness. You guys are so kind for hanging in there with me. Let's see if this is even plugged in still. And God said, let there be light. Ah, there we go. Is that a little better?
Thank you, Bird.
A little better. I didn't wipe off my camera lens. Oh man. Does anybody remember what chapter we're on? I'm not even sure what chapter we're on anymore. Bummer. Hold on. Ooh, Ashira just went live. Chapter 2. I gotta get Ashira back on the channel. What up? You guys should all go over to Ashira's channel right now and blow her up and be like, you man of letters should collab on a live. What up? And see what she says. And just don't spam her, but just let her know what's good. The power of subjective thought. I think that's where we left off. Nice. The title changed? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see if I can find where we left off though. I gotta take. We should take notes. Any of you guys want to take notes for us while we do this? I think we're on chapter 5. Bummer. Do I sound funny? What's wrong with the sound? Sound better? Is that better, you guys? Light Bright Ascension, hello, hello. Hope you guys are all having a good evening. I hope you guys are having a good evening. Rosa Butler, thanks for checking in and thanks for the heads up with the sound. Sound should be a lot better at this point. Let me check in. Oh, this is going to be tough to... Sochi Smith with the laptop ready. What up? Okay, hold on. The first time we read, we did 2 chapters. I want to say the second time we read, we only did 1 because it was a long-ass chapter. So I think we're on chapter 4. The forces of the subconscious. When you think of yourself, do not think of that part of yourself that appears on the surface. That part is a smaller part, and the lesser should not be pictured in mind. Think of your larger self, the immense subconscious self that is limitless both in power and possibility. Part of yourself, give constant recognition to all that is in you, and that you have full faith and confidence. Give the bigger being on the inside full right. Yeah. We're hitting chapter 4, y'all. So you guys ready? I got a text back to homie Richie because I set this up before I saw his text message about going live tonight. So if he's available, we'll go live with Richie XYZ tomorrow. Candy Mikowski! What's cracking? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in, Candy. Alright. So without further ado, for all of y'all that are checking in, hello, welcome back. To another reading by candlelight. I'm your host Keith, a man of letters, here to bring you knowledge, information, and at the least, hopefully, a little bit of entertainment. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate the hell out of it. Your presence and attention are not undervalued. Thank you kindly for being here. And I hope you guys can get something out of it too, you know? This text is it's good. It's a little throwback, you know? I'm sure when it was written in the day, it was churning some heads. Now, today, for most of you, it's probably a good refresher, albeit with a very nice twist. I'm really enjoying how much of the Hermetic philosophy and the Kabbalion, you know, our favorite sort of terms in the occult world are referenced here, which is super nice. It's nice to see things that you study and things that you learn about happening outside of, you know, your particular source. It's really neat, and this book does that a lot. So this book is written by Christian Larson. It's called Your Forces and How to Use Them, all about the mental power, how to utilize the will, what exactly is the will, you know, the sort of distinction between mind, body, and soul, and how to view them and how to act on these things in order to sort of progress, you know, in the direction that we see most fit. Truest to ourselves, and more importantly, not just truer to our inner nature, but at the same time allowing us to sort of attach to what the inner nature actually is, so we're not going forward going, I hope I'm doing the right thing, I hope, you know, some people are like, I'm lost, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing, which is too fucking bad, you know? It's too bad. For as many people that say they're lost and they really don't know what to do, they don't know their passion, they don't know how to get what they want, for as many people as there are saying that, there should be just as many people saying the exact opposite. There should be a balance to it, right? And I feel like there's not a balance, at least in the world that I exist in, this sort of realm that we overlap in, is mostly people saying, I don't know what the fuck to do with my life, I don't know, and if I do have a vague idea, I don't know how to get there, I don't know how to connect the dots, and it's like, come on, where's the balance at, y'all? Where are my squad that are like, oh, dude, I feel it in my bones what I'm supposed to be doing. At least right now I do, and I feel it in my bones that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm stoked to be doing it, happy to be doing it. Glad you guys are doing it with me, because it ain't no fun doing it solo, at least not usually. Sometimes it's great going solo, sometimes it's not, but you guys know what I mean, right? It's like texts like this will help with that. Maybe the problem in our world is everyone is asking volition of the world. Hey, is it okay if I do this? Hey, what do you think about it if I do this? Hey, what do you think about it if I make this choice? And it's like, fuck. What do you mean, what do I think about it? What I think about what you do is fucking pointless. What you think about what you are doing should be, the forerunner of your choices. Of course, you don't want to be a total dick. Then you ask people around you, hey, right, because we want to do what we do without stepping on the toes of other people. Right? I don't mind your path as long as it, sort of lends to the betterment of the world. And to be fair, most humans operate that way. To be fair, most humans want the best for their friends and family. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've ever met a person who was like purposefully going out to destroy the world. No, everyone's like, oh man, it's gonna be so dope. I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna help people by doing this. But I also love it, and it's like I'm gonna provide a service or a product, or like we all want to make the world a better place. So that part's not hard. It's just power in our own choice consistently. It's power in our own freedom of choice and the belief in our own choices with consistency that gets us through. It gets us through. Of course, that thing can change. Of course, you could have different experiences that shape you over the next decade that makes you change course, but understanding that the course is changing and then partaking on the new course of itself is its own act of volition. It's its own empowerment for you to make the decision that this is no longer for me, because again, that's a choice. And saying, okay, now I need to go this direction because this is truer to my happiness. And then you make the choice to change directions, right? As long as it's or sometimes the direction is changed for you. Sometimes there's an external circumstance that truly is out of your control, and all you can do is adjust. But again, you're making the choice to let go of the old letting go of the old unnecessaries and heading towards the truth, at least your new truth with the lowercase t. That's quite the rant. Anyway, shall we proceed? Have you guys poured your glasses of wine? Have you rolled up your danks? Boiled your tea. We're gonna read 2 chapters. They're fairly short. So I'll check the comment section one more time and make sure that nothing weird's going on with the audio. So many are observers. It sounds like my audio is good. Okay, so let's begin. Maybe if we end early enough, we'll get Richie after the live. Richie, if you're listening. So that means I'll try to read them quick. We should be done in the next half an hour or so. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host once again, Keith, your man of letters, knowledge, information, entertainment. You guys know the deal. Happy to be here reading some sacred texts with y'all. This is chapter 4 of Your Forces and How to Use Them by Christian Larson. I gotta get my my reading voice ready. Gotta get the old reading voice going. Drinking rum ASMR by Candlelight YouTube videos. Cheers, you guys. that's mellowed out since I've made it a lot, and it's mellowed out since I've made it not at all at the same time with that sip. Woo! All right, here we go. And we begin, chapter 4. The forces of the subconscious. When you think of yourself, do not think of that part of yourself that appears on the surface. That part is the smaller part, and the lesser should not be pictured. Give constant recognition to all that is in you, and in that, all full faith and confidence. Give the bigger being on the inside full right of way. Believe thoroughly in your greater interior self. Know that you have something within you that is greater than any obstacle, circumstance, or difficulty that you can possibly meet. Then, in the full faith in this greater something, proceed with your work. I like that. I'll read that one more time for you guys, because I just obliterated that first paragraph. I gotta get warmed up. I gotta loosen up the limbs first, you know what I mean? Let's run that back, because that actually was good. When you think of yourself, do not think of that part of yourself that appears on the surface. That part is the smaller part, and the lesser should not be pictured in mind. Think of your larger self, the immense subconscious self that is limitless both in power and possibility. Believe in yourself, but not simply in a part of yourself. Give constant recognition to all that is in you, and in that, have full faith and confidence. Give the bigger being on the inside full right of way. Believe thoroughly in your greater interior self. Know that you have something within you that is greater than any obstacle, circumstance, or difficulty that you can possibly meet. Then, in the full faith in this greater something, proceed with your work. Ooh. Wasn't that nice? I feel like that was nice. That felt nice. Sounded nice. It was like butter, almost. In using the power of the mind, the deeper the action of thought, will, and desire, the greater the result. Accordingly, all mental action, to be strong and effective, must be subconscious. That is, it must act in the field of the mental undercurrent as it is in this field that things are actually done. Those forces that play upon the surface of the mind may be changed and churned from their course by almost any outside influence, and their purpose thus averted. But this is never true of the undercurrents. Anything that gets into the mental undercurrents will be seen through to a finish, regardless of external circumstances or conditions, and it is with difficulty that the course of these currents is changed once they have been placed in full positive action. Remember, think of the subconscious as water. It takes a long time for water to absorb or release energy. Think of the ocean. It takes a lot of sunlight to heat and a lot of lack of sunlight for it to cool down, which means the ocean has a more moderate temperature than land. I think land fluctuates from 120 to like negative 140 Fahrenheit, or whatever the hell it is. But the ocean, not at all. The ocean fluctuates from, well, it's far less. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. But we program the subconscious, which is very flowy like water. But once you do program the subconscious and you get the momentum going, you get the river flowing. It's hard to reverse that river, is what I'm getting at. When you get water to move, it's hard to reverse the movement that it's already going in. Water's special like that. The subconscious is special like that. Continuing, it is highly important, therefore, that we permit nothing to take action in these undercurrents that we do not wish to encourage and promote. And for the same reason, It is equally important that we cause everything to take action in these currents that we do wish to encourage and promote. These undercurrents, however, act only through the subconscious and are controlled by the subconscious. In consequence, it is the subconscious which we must understand and act upon if we want the power of the mind to work with full capacity and produce the greatest measure possible of the results desired. In defining the subconscious mind, it is first necessary to state that it is not a separate mind. There are not two minds. There is only one mind in man, but it has two phases, the conscious and the subconscious. We may I like that. I like this definition. It's different than my own, and seeing it written on paper makes much more sense than my own version. Well said, good sir, Christian Larson. In defining the subconscious mind, it is first necessary to state. I just read that. Yada yada. We shall come nearer the truth. However, if we think of the subconscious mind as a finer mental force having distinct powers, functions, and possibilities, or as a great mental sea of life, energy, and power, the force and capacity of which has never been measured. The conscious mind is on the surface, and therefore we act through the conscious mind whenever mental action moves through the surface of thought, will, or desire. But whenever we enter into deeper mental action and sound the vast depths of this underlying mental life, we touch the subconscious. Though we must remember that we do not become oblivious to the conscious every time we touch the subconscious, as the two are inseparably united. That the two phases of the mind are related can be well illustrated by comparing the conscious mind with a sponge, and the subconscious with the water permeating the sponge. We know that every fiber of the sponge is in touch with the water, and in the same manner every part of the conscious mind, as well as every atom in the personality, is in touch with the subconscious, and completely filled through and through with the life and the force of the subconscious. These are fantastic analogies, aren't they, of the subconscious mind? Isn't that nice? I like that. It has frequently been stated that the subconscious mind occupies the fourth, that is, the fourth dimension of space. And though this is a matter that cannot be exactly demonstrated, nevertheless, the more we study the nature of the subconscious as well as the fourth dimension, the more convinced we become that the former occupies the field of the latter. This, however, is simply a matter that holds interest in philosophical investigation. Whether the subconscious occupies the fourth dimension or some other dimension of space will make no difference as to its practical value. In order to understand the subconscious, it is well, at the outset, to familiarize ourselves with its natural functions, as this will convince ourselves of the fact that we are not dealing with something that is beyond normal mental action. The subconscious mind controls all the natural functions of the body, such as the circulation, respiration, digestion, assimilation, physical repair, etc. It also controls all the involuntary actions of the body, and all those actions of mind and body that continue their natural movements without direction from the will. The subconscious perpetuates characteristics, traits, qualities that are peculiar to individuals, species, and races. What is called heredity, therefore, is altogether a subconscious process. The same is true of what is called second nature. Whenever anything has been repeated a sufficient number of times to have become habitual, it becomes second nature, or rather a subconscious action.
It frequently happens, however, that a conscious action may become a subconscious action without repetition, and thus becomes second nature almost at once.
See, that's everything that I've preached on this channel. Not everything, but 99% of this that I've preached on my channel, as well as the 99% that I've studied, I'll say that it takes a while to program the subconscious mind. Hell, I even said it 10 minutes ago. But this book is stating something new. It's saying that at the same time, you don't need repetition to program the subconscious mind. Not always. And that in fact something can become second nature almost immediately. I'm trying to think of a real life relation to this, but interesting. Alright, Lola Downs, go to sleep. The subconscious mind will pick it up, I promise. I promise. I like to listen to stuff like this to trick myself into taking naps, so I don't blame you guys. Like Alan Watts has been my go-to for about 7-8 years. I type in Alan Watts with music, and I pick the string of Alan Watts videos that are like 4 to 5 minutes long, and they have really pretty sort of orchestrated music in the background. And knowing damn well I'm about to knock out, and I'll just zonk out after 15-20 minutes or so. And it's one of my favorite pastimes. All right. Let's see where all right. When we examine the nature of the subconscious, we find that it responds to almost anything the conscious mind may desire or direct, though it is usually necessary for the conscious mind to express its desire upon the subconscious for some time before the desired response is secured. The subconscious is a most willing servant, and is so competent that thus far we have failed to find a single thing along mental lines that it will not or cannot do. It submits readily to almost any kind of training, and will do practically anything that it is directed to do, whether the thing is to our advantage or not. Now I'm starting to read this in terms of social engineering and how governments pour money into studies that tell how to influence the human population to make a decision or not, whether it's to our advantage or not. Like, for example, right now, it was the East Coast, so it was Stanford. The government's working with psychologists from Stanford to see what the easiest way to get people to take vaccinations is. So they realized that the vast majority of people won't consent to a mandatory vaccination. So the study is how to get people to trust vaccinations, and so they're pouring money into this right now, so that they can figure out how to program the subconscious mind, so that the subconscious mind does what? Reflects the things that we don't necessarily choose to do, our underlying currents, that from which all the outward manifestation comes from. That's all the subconscious is doing. So if they can change, your subconscious expression, and they change you. This you guys is fucking why I study stuff like this. This is why I have conversations like this. That's the real point of it. Like now we don't have the luxury of just frolicking through the goddamn poppy field, holding hands, merrymaking and shit. There's a straight up sort of spiritual battle going on out there. If you don't think it's a spiritual battle, then you're not paying attention.
right? All the shit that we see here bouncing off the physical world is only a reflection of what's going on the inside. And the books you read, my favorite books, my favorite fucking movies, my favorite everything in this world, for the most part, in some way or another, is there to influence my choices, influence my decisions, one way or another. We grew up watching Space Jam. How many of you guys love Space Jam? Who sponsored the fuck out of Space Jam? They were all up in that movie. McDonald's. The one that has aborted feces used to flavor their meat, fucking poison this, poison that, you know what I mean, was in Space Jam. Why was it in Space Jam? We, as kids, were like, oh, McDonald's, that's cool, I eat at McDonald's. Like, we didn't think anything of it. But what they wanted was to have us associate everything we love about that movie with McDonald's. Space Jam toys at McDonald's. Ordering a Big Mac and fries. It's like, I got you a Big Mac and fries. Lace up your Nikes and let's get out of here, Michael. Remember that scene where he goes in and he throws the Nikes, right? Nikes. Lace up your Nikes. I grabbed you a Big Mac and fries. Like, Big Mac and fries. How that's burned into our brain right now through programming the subconscious mind. So we got to get that shit on point. Nature abhors a vacuum. Speaking of Alan Watts, that's one of his favorite things to say. He said it quite often. He said, nature abhors a vacuum. And what that means is, whenever space is created, it gets filled. Voids get filled. That's what they do. You got a space, you got a void, it gets filled. Cut a patch out of the rainforest, come back in 50 years, you got another rainforest. Like, that shit's not going to stay empty. It's just not how the natural world works. Your mind, in other words, is not going to stay empty. That's not how it works. Of course, you can empty your mind. You can free your mind in psychedelic drugs, near-death experiences, sex. But then the programs come rushing back in. And depending upon who set those programs, if you consciously set those programs, you programmed your subconscious mind, in other words, then what comes rushing back in to fill the space of your mind is what you want. Whereas most people have fucking their entire life is a program. Actually, I can't even give a number to it because it's people's literal entire lives sometimes. From what they like to watch, what they like to eat, what they like to drink, their favorite catchphrases, their style of humor, all that could be borrowed. You know what I mean? Who knows? So yeah, that's it. Everything looking good in the chat room? Yes. Okay, we will continue on. Okay, it can just as readily be trained, however, to produce greater physical strength and greater mental capacity. We're talking about the subconscious mind and training it. Okay. In this connection, it is interesting to learn that there are a number of things in the human system usually looked upon as natural and inevitable. That they are simply the results of misdirected subconscious training in the past. We frequently speak of human weaknesses as natural, but weakness is never natural. Although it may appear, it is invariably the result of imperfect subconscious training. It is never natural to go wrong, but it is natural to go right. And the reason why is simple. Every action is in harmony with natural law, while every wrong action is a violation of natural law. It has also been stated that the aging process is natural, but modern science has demonstrated that it is not natural for a person to age at 60, 70, or 80 years. I would like to see the studies this dude's referring to. They didn't have to cite shit back 100 years ago, so I don't have a... Hey, Larson, caught me with a link to that "It's Not Natural to Age" article. Can you hit me with that? Don't even think they had phones at that time. It can just as readily be trained, however, to produce greater physical strength and greater mental capacity at 90 than we possess at 30 or 40. It can also be trained to possess the same virile youth at 100 as the healthiest man or woman of 20 may possess. In fact, practically every condition that appears in the mind, the character, and the personality of the human race is the result of what the subconscious mind has been directed to do during past generations. It is therefore evident that as the subconscious is directed to produce different conditions in the mind, character, and personality, conditions that are in perfect harmony with the natural law of human development, such conditions will invariably appear in the race. Thus we understand how a new race or a superior race may appear on this planet, ladies and gentlemen, through the mind. That's funny. Just as I finished that line in the book, I hear happy birthday. They're singing happy birthday across the street. They're done. Sorry. They were singing happy birthday just as we were talking about the birth of a new human race. Hey man, it's like they knew we were coming. Lost my spot. This is such a cool, I'm really enjoying this book. Yada. There are a great many people who are disturbed over the fact that they have inherited certain characteristics or ailments from their parents. But what they have inherited is simply subconscious tendencies in that direction. And those tendencies can be changed absolutely. What we inherit from our parents can be eliminated. Eliminated so completely that no one would ever know it had been there in the first place. In like manner, we can improve so decidedly upon the good qualities that we have inherited from our parents that any similarity between parent and child in those respects would disappear completely. The subconscious mind is always ready, always willing and competent to make any change for the better in our physical or mental makeup that we may desire. Though it does not work in some miraculous manner, nor does it usually produce results instantaneously. However, in most instances, its actions are gradual, but they invariably produce the results intended if the proper training continues. The subconscious mind will respond to the directions of the conscious mind so long as those directions do not interfere with the absolute laws of nature. I'm going to read that again. The subconscious mind will respond to the directions of the conscious mind so long as those directions do not interfere with the absolute laws of nature. The subconscious never moves against natural law, but it has the power to so use natural law that improvement along any line can be secured. It will produce in mind and body any condition that is thoroughly impressed and deeply felt by the conscious mind. It will bring forth undesirable conditions when directed to produce such conditions, and it will bring forth health, strength, youth, and added power when so directed. Richie, breathe! I launched the live, or I was like finished setting up the reading by candlelight when I saw your text, but sorry about that. So I already had the momentum for the live. Hildegard. I can't help but say your name with the silly accent. Hildegard. Maybe the human race is growing up. Maybe it is. Shit, maybe it is. As they say, you can only be courageous when you're afraid of something. Right? It's not courageous for me to go on roller coasters because I'm not afraid of roller coasters, in other words. So when you say maybe the human race is growing up and you think, oh, well, look at the world, it's going to shit, there's no way humans are growing up. Now, if I were leaning on the glass half full side, I would say something like, well, can you say that you've actually grown up if you haven't been presented with, circumstances that demand you to grow up in? Am I making sense? Like, our society doesn't have this, but a lot of the native, more OG societies had this, a sort of rite of passage. You were a man when you did X, Y, Z, or ZYX, Richie. Scarification, hunting, being alone, psychedelic plant experiences, and whatever it was that was the sort of rite of passage. Maybe this could be manifesting on a global scale, humanity's rite of passage to adulthood. Circumstance after circumstance in which we have to make the adult decision, not the childish, unbalanced, extremist decision, but the heartfelt and mind-felt, conscious decision that benefited not just themselves but humanity as a whole. And this, you're damn right, Hildegard, you're damn right, this could be exactly what's happening, because a lot of people have been stepping up. Though they're not necessarily too boastful of it, because for some reason there's a certain quietness till you done good. You know what I mean? Good isn't necessarily too boastful, right? It is what it is, player. It is what it is. Hero's journey archetype of accomplishment. Yeah, man, I love the hero's journey that Richie brought up. I should study the hell out of it real well and do some videos on it. Something I don't dive in as much as I should. Alright, everybody, I hope you're doing well out there. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Keith. If you're just checking in, we're reading some books online. This one's called Your Forces and How to Use Them by Christian Larson. Gemstones pawn gemstones. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate the hell out of it. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for helping to sort of stabilize the thing we got going here. You know what I mean? We got a good group of people. They come and they go. Even if they check back in a few months, it's always like the community's nice. In other words, it's got good vibes. I'm digging it. So thank you guys for making that. All right, we'll continue. Everything looks pretty good. Everything is pretty good. Ooh, let's run the jams back. Should we kick it a little smoother? Should we go some lo-fi hip-hop? Let's see how lo-fi hip-hop feels. I think I have a copyright-free lo-fi. We gotta. We're gonna run lo-fi behind this, but I gotta burn some of this oregano first. I guess you could consider it an intermission.
All right.
Where were we? Act 2. Part 3, Act 2. Hold on, we got. If, ladies and gentlemen, you continue to desire a strong physical body and fully expect the subconscious to build for you a stronger body, you will find that this will gradually or finally be done. You will steadily grow in physical strength. If you continue to desire greater ability along a certain line and expect the subconscious to produce greater mental power along that line, your ability will increase as expected. But it is necessary in this connection to be persistent and persevering. To become enthusiastic about these things for a few days is not... I was reading that one too fast. That was important. To become enthusiastic about these things for just a few days is not sufficient. It is when we apply these persistently for weeks, months, and years that we find the results to be not only what we expected, but frequently greater. Everything has a tendency to grow in the subconscious. Whenever an impression or desire is placed in the subconscious, it has a tendency to become larger, and therefore the bad becomes worse when it enters the subconscious, while the good becomes better. We have the power. However, I got the power. I can't be the only one who heard that line in their head when they read that. I got the power. We have the power, however, to exclude the bad from the subconscious and cause only the good to enter that immense field. Whenever you say that you are tired and permit that feeling to sink into the subconscious, you will find almost at once that you feel more tired. Whenever you feel sick and permit that feeling to enter the subconscious, you will always feel worse. The same is true when you are weak, sad, disappointed, or depressed. If you let those feelings sink into your subconscious, they will become worse. On the other hand, when we feel happy, strong, persistent, and determined, and permit those feelings to enter the subconscious, we always feel better. You know what I'm thinking of right here? I keep cutting it off, but these ideas are just flowing. You know what I mean? Bear with me. You know how they say, give a woman a home and she'll give you a house? If you think that thought, but take it the next level up, right? So that's the physical world. Man and woman, right, is the law of gender. That's how the physical world represents it as a man and woman. But you take it a step up. And don't say give a woman a house and she makes a home. Say give the feminine, say give the feminine something, and the feminine will make it greater. Ding, ding, ding. Damn, I want to say like a million things at once. But most importantly, I want to reiterate the fact that it is the feminine that does the growing, right? It is the feminine that receives that thing and then transmutes it. The masculine will direct a seed, right? Go back to the physical world so you can sort of catch a glimpse, catch a vision. The sperm shoots out, masculine, right? Projecting. The feminine receives it. The egg receives it. That's the feminine. But then what happens? The egg grows, takes that single unicelled seed, whatever it's called, I can't remember the fuck it's called. But it turns it into a human. God damn it! Like holy shit! It's a fucking sperm cell that gets transformed into me. Are you kidding me? So, I'm throwing a as above, so below on you guys right here when it talks about what you feed the subconscious mind will grow in energy. So you plug it with shit, it will give you tons of shit. You plug it with good, it will give you tons of good. That's noteworthy because I've never heard anyone describe it that way, and so far I'm fucking stoked on this book, man. It's such a good book. It's so good. Oh, good evening, Z. Good night, Z. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chilling with us. All right, where were we? We should never give in to sickness. Though that does not mean that we should continue to work as hard as usual when we're not feeling well, or cause mind and body to continue in their usual activities. When we find it necessary, we should give ourselves a complete rest, but we should never give in to the feeling of sickness. The rest that may be taken will help the body to recuperate. And when it does, the threatening ailments will disappear. And when you feel tired or depressed, do not admit it, but turn your attention at once upon something that is extremely interesting, something that will completely turn your mind towards the pleasing, the more desirable, or the more ideal. Persist in feeling the way you want to feel. Permit only wholesome feelings to enter the subconscious. Thus, wholesome feelings will live and grow. And after a while, your power to feel good at times will have become so strong that you can put it out of the way, any adverse feeling that may threaten at any time. It's like I'm reading this as if it were written to me. You know how you guys will read something and you'll like put it in a voice where like you'll put it in your own voice. And so I'm reading this and I'm seeing all these nice motivational words, but what I'm hearing is quit fucking bitching and like go do something well. Like, you're tired, I get it, but do you have to remind people 1,000 times about, oh, I'm so tired, I'm tired. What did you do today? Oh man, I did so much today. I'm hella tired. Are you super tired too? No, dude. Last week, you should have seen how tired I was last week. Dude, I was tired. Unlike I thought I was about to hibernate. My ass was so goddamn tired last week. No, we almost. This is fucking silly. Now that I think about it, we almost one up each other with our sorrows. It's like. Like, oh, your friend died? Oh, dude, your friend died? Oh, he died last week? Fuck, man. I had a homie who died like 5 years ago. Yeah, man, it sucked. He was so cool. He was this, he was that. And the person, meanwhile, the other person's like, and meanwhile, you're like, oh, it's weird. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. It's almost like it's cool at points to I guess it could be like an overcoming thing, like look how much I did. That's why I was so tired, is because I did so much. I guess that is, but I don't know. It's not. I don't know if you guys listen to Jordan Peterson, but Jordan Peterson said something, and I don't, whether or not you feel good or you feel bad about him, this statement he said was beautiful. He said, always tell the truth, but more importantly, don't say anything that will make you weak. Anytime you're speaking, right? Because I doubt, though to be fair, Jordan Peterson always quotes Carl Jung, so you know he's on that sort of metaphysical. There's more to this life than what it seems. You know what I mean? Damn, I shouldn't get too carried away, though. I gotta finish this goddamn chapter. Sorry, guys, I go on rants. Anywho, Jordan Peterson, don't say things that'll make you weak. If I could sum up everything that I just said right now, and everything that I could say over the next fucking 10 minutes on it, can be summed up in one sentence. Don't say things that make you weak. Moving on. In this condition, we may mention something that holds more than usual interest. It has been stated by those who are in a position to know that no one dies until they give up. That is, gives in to those adverse conditions that are at work in their system, tending to produce physical death. In many instances, the forces of life and death are almost equally balanced. Which one is going to win depends upon the mental attitude of the patient. If he or she gives over the mind and will to the side of the forces of life, those forces are most likely to win. But if they permit the mind to act with death, the forces of death are most certain to win. So long as one continues to persist in living, refusing absolutely to give in to death, they are throwing the full power of mind, thought, and will on the side of life. Thereby they increase the power of life, and may increase that power sufficiently to overcome death. Again, we say that it is a question how many times a person could overcome death by this method. But the fact remains that this method alone can save life repeatedly in the majority of cases. And all will admit after further thought on the subject that the majority will be very large. This is a method, therefore, that deserves the best of attention in every sick room. No person should be permitted to die until all available methods for prolonging life have been exhausted, and this last mentioned method is one that will accomplish far more than most of us may expect. And its secret is found in the fact that whenever we give in to any condition or action, it becomes stronger, due to the tendency of the subconscious to enlarge, increase, and magnify whatever it receives. Gives in to the forces of death, and the subconscious mind will increase the powers of that force. But give in to the forces of life. Give in to the forces of life, and the subconscious mind will increase the power of your life, and you will continue to live. Concerning the general possibilities of the subconscious, we should remember that every faculty has a subconscious side, and that it becomes larger and more competent as the subconscious side is developed. This being true, it is evident that ability and genius might be developed in any mind, even to a remarkable degree, as no limit has been found to the subconscious in any of its forces. In like manner, every cell in the body has a subconscious side, and therefore, if the subconscious side of the personality were developed, we can realize what improvement would become possible in that field.
Now we're talking about shadow work and not so many words, or like 10 times as many words, maybe? I'm not sure. Who's counting?
Dope. Two more healthy paragraphs. Play nice, people. Agent Smith. Damn, was he getting crazy in the chat room? What happened? VL, hopefully someone told him the name of the book. Just checking you guys' comments. Give me a sec, what up? Tell the truth, but don't purposely speak sorry, man. Sounds a bit dark. Richie Breathe says, relinquish attachment to perceptible outcome. Relinquish attachment to perceptible outcome. Infinite feelings are feeling felt. Two more paragraphs, then we can chit chat. There is a subconscious side to all the faculties in the human nature, and if these were developed, we understand how man could become ideal, even far beyond our present dreams of a new race. It is not well, however, to give the major portion of our attention to future possibilities. That's funny. Richie Breathe literally just said what the paragraph just said. He said, relinquish attachment to perceptible outcome, which is another way of the book just said. It is well, however, to give up the major portion of our attention to future possibilities. It is what is possible now that we should aim to develop and apply, and present possibilities indicate that improvements along any line, whether it be in working capacity, ability, health, happiness, or character, can be secured without fail if the subconscious is properly directed. To direct the subconscious along any line, it is only necessary to desire what we want and to make those desires so deep and so persistent that they become positive forces in the subconscious field. When you feel that you want a certain thing, give in to that feeling and also make that feeling positive. Let me read that again. When you feel that you want a certain thing, give in to that feeling and also make that feeling positive. Give in to your ambitions in the same manner and also to every detail that you wish to realize. Let your thought of all those things that you wish to increase in any line get into your system, because whatever gets into your system, the subconscious will proceed to develop, work out, and express. And using the subconscious, we should remember that we are not using something that is separated from normal life. The difference between the individual who makes scientific use of the subconscious and the one who does not is simply this. The latter employs only a small part of their mind, while the former employs the whole of their mind. And this explains why those who employ the subconscious intelligently have greater working capacity, greater ability, and greater endurance. In consequence, they sometimes do the work of 2 or 3 people, and do excellent work in addition. To train the subconscious for practical action is therefore a matter of common sense. It is a matter of refusing to cultivate only a small corner of your mental field when you can cultivate the entire field. And, sorry, I read the last paragraph kind of merp. My eyes. You should turn the brightness up. That would help a lot. But yeah, that was the end of we pushed the end. Yeah, run it back to the beginning because I don't know why you saw it was dark. I guess it got dark a little bit. But it's good. That was a wonderful read, you guys. What'd you think? You all enjoy it? If you're just checking in, we are reading, the book is titled Your Forces and How to Use Them, and it's by an author by the name of Christian Larson. And he's been dropping gems. He's got an extremely, it's just a damn good fresh take of all the shit that we've been learning, you know? Without the fill, without the unnecessary fluttery fills, if that fucking makes any sense. More nuts and bolts, but smooth and eloquently said at the same time. You know what I mean? He does it's a good read. I'm glad you enjoy. Z Williams says she enjoys when I read. Well, I enjoy reading, so shit. That just means we're killing it, right? You're welcome, Dion Page. Am I pronouncing that right? Dion Page. But yeah, so we can go ahead and give a little chat for the next couple of minutes, but the reading for the night is officially done. That chapter took a lot longer than I thought it would. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, for supporting the Etsy shop, which is in the description, or at least it should be. Thank you for supporting my Patreon. Thank you for the donations and all the goodies and just being homies and the likes, comments, and the conversations in the comment section. Tend to be more positive than not. They tend to be super good combos, which is awesome too. Because sometimes it gets weird as hell. You guys ever follow live chats and you're like, yo, these homies are some fucking goons. Like, who are these people? And like nonsense that they're feeling. But no, we've been killing it. Not that I want to dissuade anyone from leaving their own heartfelt comments. Do you, boo-boo? I promise I'll hate in private, but I'll I'm just messing with you guys. But no, thank you guys for supporting. So that was the official wrap up. You guys, if you want to do some chats, you want to call the live right there. It's 8 o'clock. When are you coming back to read with us? What's the next book? The next book I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But the website that I found this book on is fucking gold. I need to start buying the books because basically this website takes ancient books. They even have the Emerald tablets, and they put them into print, and the books are super cool. Like nice hardback covers. It looks like something that was written in the fucking 1800s. It looks awesome. And they have a whole slew of cool texts like the ones that I'm reading all over the place. So like on demons, on psychology stuff, on spiritual stuff, on like chakra, Eastern medicine type shit. Summoning deities, entities. Like Emerald Tablets is on there. Of course, the Kabbalion's on there. The Corpus Hermeticum is on there. So I'll probably pick from that list is what I'm getting at. And they're all old, so they're in public domain. I can put ads on the video and make money off of them. Chaya playa. Hildegard. Sorry, I get weird. There's extra weird. No, you're fine. Don't apologize. You got. I was mostly talking shit. Mostly. Smooth nuts and bolts. Yeah, it did. Hildegard, very nice. Prompted lots of ideas. Yeah, the book did prompt a lot of good ideas, didn't it? Was someone in here taking notes? Did someone really do that? Who pulled out the laptop earlier? Was it Sochi? I think it might have been Sochi. Oh, man. I forgot we were talking about Space Jam for a second there. I'm reading your guys' comments right now, if you're wondering why I went blank. Oh yeah, we're bumping the... I forgot we have the lo-fi jams in the background. I'm about to turn those up. What do you guys think about the lo-fi for the readings by candlelight? It's a nice switch up to the super moody, musky, what is it, friggin' Near Eastern ney flute that I was playing, that Middle Eastern sounded flute, which is nice too, don't get me wrong, but something about that lo-fi. Something about that lo-fi. The Jock Jams techno stuff was the best. Corey Riles, 1111, nice. Nice. East Coast cat. It's 8:12 over here. The sun hasn't even set yet. I like the theme to Space Jam. Yeah, I mean, I liked Space Jam as a whole more than the theme. That was a fucking dope ass movie. I didn't mean to talk shit on Space Jam. I mean, I did, but at the same time, I liked the movie. I enjoyed the movie. That's why the subliminals from McDonald's work so well. It's because the movie was fucking awesome. Like, who didn't like Space Jam? Pump up the jam, everybody jam. Welcome to the... Gotta get up, we're gonna jam now. We got a real jam going now. Welcome to the Space Jam. I had that CD. I had the Space Jam CD. I used to bump that shit in the living room. That's hella funny. Yeah, it's a nice flow to the... Agreed, Hildegard. Agreed. It is a nice flow with the... with the thing. Well, let me see if I can do something. I add NDI source. I might be able to get. Hey, Richie Breathe, you still there? Bill Murray was in there. That's right. I forgot he was in there. That's hella funny. If Richie's in here, I'm gonna see if we can get him on the chat on the live right now and just shoot the shit for like the next half hour or so. I could hang up Richie and reset it up all over again, but I don't know if I got that in me. I think once I shut the live off, I'm going for snacks and a Brukowski. So maybe he's on there. Nope. Cool. Alright. Well. Holy hopscotch, Batman. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Tomorrow, I will go live again. I'm not sure what we will do. If I can manage to give Richie enough heads up time, maybe we can go live with him. If not, I will do another reading by candlelight because I want to see how this. I want to see how this book ends, and I'm not reading it ahead of you guys. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good night. Don't just listen to the fucking books that I'm reading. Like, take them in. Because sorry, I said that super aggressive. I said that because I was mostly talking to myself. I do that a lot of times when I'm doing these videos. I'm not actually talking to you guys. I'm talking to myself. And I'm sharing. It's like a personal out loud diary. Keith, don't just fucking read these books. Like, actually engage with the content. Write some shit down before bed. Keith, what does it even mean to you to program the subconscious mind? How does that look? How does that feel? Am I going to write shit out? Am I going to meditate? Am I going to just splurge for a minute and a half and free write whatever comes out? Like what are these processes like? Start engaging with them so that you can fucking learn what they're like and you can actually make use of the content of the book that you're reading. That's what I meant to say. Directed to Keith. Pick up what you need and leave the rest. We're out of here. Peace out. Good night, you guys. Thank you for being here.